Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Welcome to this session on factors to consider when setting average speed of answer, or ASA, targets for call centers. ASA is a critical metric that directly impacts customer experience, service levels, operational costs, and agent productivity. But setting the right ASA target isn't just about choosing a number. It requires a holistic understanding of multiple variables. From customer expectations and industry standards to call volume patterns, staffing levels, technology efficiency, cost considerations, and compliance requirements, each factor plays a role in defining a target that is realistic, sustainable, and customer-focused. In this presentation, we'll break down these factors so you can align ASA targets with business goals, customer satisfaction, and operational efficiency. Let's begin by looking at customer expectations and industry standards, which form the foundation for setting realistic average speed of answer, or ASA, targets. First, consider customer tolerance levels. In industries like emergency services or healthcare, customers expect near-instant responses, often requiring ASA targets of under 10 seconds. Every second matters because delays can directly impact safety or critical outcomes. On the other hand, in sectors like B2B technical support, customers may be more tolerant of longer wait times if the quality of service and problem resolution is consistently high. Here, customers often value accuracy and expertise over speed alone. Now, let's talk about industry benchmarks. The most common global standard is the 80-20 rule, that is, 80% of calls answered within 0 seconds. However, this benchmark is not universal. Targets can vary significantly depending on region, service type, and customer expectations, making it essential for each organization to tailor its ASA goals rather than blindly following an industry average. The key takeaway is this: ASA targets must reflect both customer needs and industry norms to balance speed, quality, and operational efficiency effectively. Next, let's discuss service level agreements, or SLAs, and their impact on setting average speed of answer targets. For outsourced call centers, SLAs often define strict ASA requirements as part of client contracts. These agreements specify how quickly calls must be answered to meet service expectations, leaving little room for flexibility. But the stakes go beyond compliance. Breaching SLA targets can result in financial penalties, loss of performance bonuses, or even long-term damage to the call center's reputation. This makes it critical to set ASA goals that are not only realistic but also achievable under different operating conditions. Finally, priority segmentation is common in many SLAs. For instance, VIP customers or emergency situations might have more aggressive ASA targets, ensuring they receive immediate attention, while general inquiries may have slightly longer thresholds without breaching overall service commitments. The key point here is that SLAs directly influence ASA targets, not just in terms of speed but also in aligning service priorities with business commitments. Now, let's look at how call volume and traffic patterns influence average speed of answer targets. The starting point is historical data. By analyzing past call trends, hour by hour, day by day, organizations can identify typical demand patterns. This data ensures ASA targets are realistic rather than based on guesswork. Next, we have seasonal variations. During peak periods, such as holidays, billing cycles, or product launches, call volumes often spike dramatically. In these cases, ASA targets may need temporary adjustments to reflect higher demand without overburdening staff or creating unrealistic service expectations. Finally, consider planned events like marketing campaigns or system outages. These can trigger sudden increases in call traffic, making it essential to adjust ASA targets proactively or prepare additional resources in advance. The key insight here is simple: ASA targets must be dynamic, adapting to real-time call volume and traffic conditions to stay practical and achievable. Next, let's examine how staffing levels and workforce capacity affect the setting of average speed of answer targets. First, there's agent availability. ASA targets must align with current staffing levels and recruitment plans. If there aren't enough agents to handle the call volume, even the most aggressive ASA targets will be impossible to achieve. Second, schedule adherence plays a critical role. It's not just about the number of agents on payroll, it's about having them available at the right time. If agents aren't logged in when call volume peaks, ASA will inevitably rise, no matter how many people are employed. Finally, agent productivity matters. If average handle time, AHT, is long because calls are complex or agents lack training, fewer calls can be answered per hour, which increases ASA unless staffing is adjusted. The key takeaway: ASA targets must reflect real-world staffing realities, including availability, scheduling discipline, and agent efficiency, to be both achievable and sustainable. Now, let's explore the role of technology and infrastructure in setting realistic average speed of answer targets. First, IVR and ACD efficiency is essential. Interactive voice response, IVR, systems and automatic call distributors, ACD, help route calls quickly and accurately, reducing time wasted before the customer even reaches a live agent. A well-optimized system can shave seconds off ASA without adding extra staff. Second, system downtime risks must be factored in. Even the best ASA targets can be thrown off by technical outages or performance slowdowns, which can lead to sudden spikes in queue times and frustrated customers. Finally, consider the omnichannel impact. Modern agents often handle calls, chats, emails, and sometimes social media simultaneously. If ASA targets are too aggressive, they may unintentionally hurt service quality across other channels. The key insight is this: robust technology, minimal downtime, and balanced workload distribution are critical for keeping ASA targets achievable and customer-focused. Next, let's look at cost considerations, because lowering the average speed of answer always comes with financial implications. First, staffing costs are the most direct factor. A lower ASA usually requires more agents to ensure calls are answered quickly, which leads to higher operational expenses. Second, a thorough ROI analysis is essential. The question isn't just whether ASA can be reduced, it's whether the benefits justify the cost. Will lowering ASA improve customer satisfaction, revenue, or retention enough to offset the additional staffing or technology expenses? The key takeaway is this: ASA targets must balance customer experience goals with financial sustainability. Lower ASA is beneficial only if it delivers measurable business value. Now, let's examine how call complexity and resolution goals influence the setting of average speed of answer targets. Not all calls are created equal. Simple, routine inquiries can and should be handled quickly, keeping ASA low. But for complex issues that require longer conversations or in-depth troubleshooting, a slightly higher ASA may be acceptable if it ensures calls are assigned to the right experts who can solve problems effectively. Equally important is first call resolution, or FCR. Overfocusing on reducing ASA can backfire if agents feel pressured to rush through calls, leading to incomplete resolutions and repeat contacts. That hurts customer satisfaction far more than a few extra seconds of waiting time ever could. The insight here is clear. ASA targets should strike a balance. Fast responses are important, but never at the expense of problem-solving quality or long-term customer satisfaction. Finally, let's look at regulatory and compliance requirements, which in some industries make strict ASA targets non-negotiable. Sectors like healthcare, finance, and emergency services often operate under legal, ethical, or safety-related mandates that require calls to be answered within very specific time frames. For example, healthcare regulations may require near-immediate responses because delays could directly impact patient safety or critical care delivery. Similarly, in financial services, strict ASA targets are often tied to regulatory compliance and consumer protection laws, ensuring customers have timely access to information and assistance. And in emergency services, the stakes are even higher. Every second counts, and ASA targets are often set well below industry averages to protect lives and ensure rapid response. The key takeaway: in regulated industries, ASA targets aren't just operational goals, they're legal and ethical obligations. Next, let's talk about competitive benchmarking and how it influences average speed of answer targets. In today's environment, customers compare their experiences across industries, brands, and service providers. If your ASA is significantly higher than industry peers or direct competitors, customers may perceive your service as slow or less responsive, even if your quality is good. Benchmarking ASA performance against competitors allows organizations to set targets that keep them competitive in customer experience metrics. For example, if most companies in your sector answer calls within 0 seconds, setting a 40-second ASA target may leave you lagging behind in customer satisfaction scores and brand perception. The insight here is simple: staying aligned with, or ahead of, industry benchmarks helps maintain a strong competitive edge in both customer experience and operational excellence. Finally, let's explore how customer experience metrics connect to setting the right average speed of answer targets. Two key measures dominate here: customer satisfaction, CSAT, and Net Promoter Score, NPS. If data shows that lower ASA directly improves satisfaction levels, then stricter ASA targets may be justified because faster responses create better customer impressions and drive loyalty. However, ASA targets also need to account for the abandonment rate. Long wait times lead to higher call drop-offs, but overly aggressive ASA goals can cause agent burnout, reducing service quality over time. The balance lies in setting ASA targets that reduce wait times, keep customers engaged, and maintain agent well-being, ensuring a positive and sustainable service experience. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.